Geoff Hands of Steel Neal versus Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. That is the fight that was announced by Brett Okamoto the other day, targeted for December 19th, 2020. Matt, this fight, I don't know. Just say it. It gets me tingling a little bit. Is that how you feel about this? I know you're a big Fortis guys. Are you? Whew, how do you feel?
Yeah, man. I am excited about this because it's Geoff's return to action, man. He hasn't fought since the Mike Perry fight, which was in December of 2019. And of course, he's been through a lot in his personal life. You know, he had COVID earlier in the year, and then he had this huge health scare where he thought he was going to die. And it just knocked off his track that he was on, man, because everybody was like, Geoff Neal is the dark horse of this division, and he's just tearing everybody up. And look what he did to Mike Perry in one round. And, you know, it's going to be interesting to see him back in action after dealing with all of that. And not only just getting back into action, but you're in there against Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. You know, I mean, Geoff is on a, 7-fight win streak right now. And on the flip side, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, you know, he's been in title fights. We've seen him in there against the best in the world, prime Tyron Woodley, right? But he's also 2-3, I believe, since his last 6 fights or so, 5 or 6 fights. So yeah. I think this fight would be the one to get him back to 500 since the Woodley tie. I don't have his record pulled up, trying to pull it up, but I think that's correct.
He's got no, look, I got his record right here. So since the draw to Woodley, he lost that majority decision. Mm-hmm. He beat Jorge Masvidal by unanimous decision, which a lot of people forgot about it. UFC 217, which was, you know, everybody was talking about Bisping St. Pierre, Dillashaw Garbrandt, Namajunas versus Jan Jacek. But on that card as well, he did beat Jorge Masvidal by unanimous decision. He dropped losses to Darren Till and Anthony Pettis, and then he's come back and beat Vicente Luque since then. So he's actually 2-2 since losing to Woodley. Mm-hmm. And the thing about that, though, is, you know, again, it's one of those things where Wonderboy has kind of been forgotten, I feel like, right? He was viewed as this, you know, contender who was just starching everybody. He fought prime Tyron Woodley to a draw, then lost a majority decision that a lot of people, again, had his way. It was close. Lost to Darren Till, who a ton of people said that Wonderboy actually won that fight. It wasn't the most exciting fight. None of those were, to be honest. But in that one, you had Wonderboy, you know, losing by controversial decision. And then you had Anthony Pettis, where he was beating the brakes off of Anthony Pettis until the Superman punch. It's one of... for me, Wonderboy has lost, but has still not looked bad against almost anybody, right? It's, you know, a fluke knockout, if you want to call it that, or a well-placed punch by Pettis, if you want to call it that as well. Both are acceptable, in my opinion. It does not take away from how good Wonderboy was up until that happened. Same with the Darren Till fight. I mean, it was very close. This is a big step up for Geoff Neal, a huge step up from his previous competition, right?
Yeah, I mean, it really is. And it's not even close because Mike Perry is not very good at all whatsoever compared to the top, the division in the UFC. He's a good fighter overall, but he's not elite by any means. Stephen Thompson belongs in that elite category. He's got that style that everybody knows is super exciting to watch. The wide base karate stance. He throws up kicks like they're jabs. It's nuts. He's very fast. And over the years, we've seen him evolve his hand game. We've seen him evolved his wrestling as well, because it used to be like, oh, just take Stephen Thompson down, you're good. Yeah, that's not the case anymore. You can't do that. All that training with Weidman and those guys out there, it helps. And it has helped a lot. It's going to be very interesting to see how this one plays out, man. I'm going to give a lot of credit to Coach Safe out there at Fortis for coming up with a fantastic game plan, because I know he will. I know he'll come out and you know, study how Wonderboy has been moving lately, and he's going to put together a game plan for Geoff that's going to play to his strengths. I think we can expect Geoff to obviously keep the pressure high, because that's where we see Wonderboy kind of falter, right? But I also think it's going to be a nice balance of you know, calculated pressure, right? Because Wonderboy's a counter striker, so you can't get too aggressive in there. You can't get too wild. So that just, thinking back to like which fight was that? Was it the I think it was the Robert Whittaker fight, if I'm not mistaken, where Whittaker was charging a little bit too crazy. I think he got caught, if I remember that correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, please, but that's how I remember it, and that's what we're going to say right here for this video. But I do actually want to go back and watch that one now. But it's going to be an interesting fight, man, just stylistically. I am a huge fan of Wonderboy's style. I know you are as well, but I'm also a bigger fan of Geoff Neal's style because he is a hitter who comes forward and he's trying to get you out of there. He's not trying to waste time.
Yeah, and before we go any further, make sure if you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let us know how you feel about this matchup. Are you excited about the stylistic, matchup we have here, which, as Matt just said, should be amazing. It should be a really good test for both guys. Should really prove and make or break Geoff Neal being this dark horse of the division, or is it does he get out there? Does he get schooled? Does he get because as you mentioned, if you apply pressure to Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, he either falters and that's where he has trouble, or he cracks you and just lays you out. Because that is what happened in the Whittaker fight. And that's how he's always been, right? When he gets knocked down, it's when a fighter's coming in, being aggressive, putting that pressure on, and he just times you perfectly, and boom, you're in trouble. And so this should be an amazing fight. On paper, this should be everything that it seems to be. I highly doubt we're going to get the type of match that Till versus Wonderboy was, right? Where it was kind of back and forth chess game, just, overall dull. It's hard to say, other than a couple of strikes here or there, who had the advantage in each round. I don't see that happening. Geoff Neal doesn't really have boring fights. And Wonderboy only really has boring fights if he's fighting in that pure chess style, which I doubt Neal is going to bring. So this should be fireworks for as long as it lasts. Of course, we've got to ask, right? In this matchup, who you taking?
I'm, of course, going with Geoff Neal here. I mean, listen, I live here in Dallas. I train at Fortis. Pre-pandemic, I was training at Fortis. I haven't gone since. But as soon as this thing's over, I can't wait to get back in there, man. I miss jiu-jitsu class. That's neither here nor there. But of course, I'm rocking with my hometown guy here, Geoff Neal, because I gotta support the local guys, man. I gotta support Geoff Neal, Coach Safe, all the other guys out there that are training their asses off, making Fortis the name that it is in the MMA space right now. A lot of hype in that gym, a lot of good fighters in that gym. Obviously, Geoff Neal being one, Ryan Spann, Macy, Chasson. Man, there's so many good ones. Cheyenne Buys. It like the list just goes on and on, man. It's Uriah Hall beating Anderson Silva. Like, come on. A lot of talent in that gym. And as much as I like Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, he's been nothing but really good to me as a reporter covering him and interviewing him over the years. He's gone above and beyond anytime we ask anything of him. He's just a genuinely good dude. Right. So it's one of those matchups where it's like, man, I hate it for you, but I can't root for you this time.
That's fair. And to balance that out, we've got the NMF. Is it NMF belt? Yeah. The nicest motherfucker belt. We could say that. It's an adult channel. It's got the warning there. Nicest motherfucker in the game is Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. He's so nice, as you mentioned. Always great in interviews. Really seems to just love teaching kids, right, in his gym. Loves doing those video breakdowns on YouTube. Just a super genuine guy. I like Geoff Neal too, but this is tough. And as I got the belt here, my boy got the belt, my MMA Fantasy Championship League belt, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson all day. So I think he's going to end up retaining this belt. I think it's going to be Wonderboy myself. I think Neal will give him a good test, but I think it's also, it's a big step up, and I think Wonderboy is just too much. I don't see Wonderboy. If Neal lands the KO, I think that's how it gets done. Otherwise, I think it's Wonderboy all day, every other way.
So I mean, if and when Geoff Neal gets the knockout, you got to send that belt this way so we can at least get him to pose with it No, I'll ship it right back to you.
Okay. All right, man. Yeah. Just go ahead. Just have him put a picture of his face over Wonderboy, and then just send it back. That'd be perfect, man. But it's not gonna happen. So I don't know why we're even. We'll see. We'll see who gets the belt. Let us know in the comments. Where do you think this belt ends up? Is it gonna stay right here, where it's going to, but you can disagree if you want. Fine. Or is it gonna go to Matt? Let us know, because I think it's Wonderboy all day.
Geoff Neal, baby, right here. It's coming to DF Dub.